It's been 2.5 years since a marathon PB. A storm thwarted last year's attempt at Abingdon, so this year I'm back to get my revenge. A goal is sub 2:35, B goal is a PB which is sub 2:40 and 44 seconds, and C goal is just to finish. So welcome back to another race day vlog. 8 weeks of specific marathon training has led to this. Today is the day of the Abingdon Marathon. So here we are, it is about 7:20 in the morning. Got here nice and early, very grateful for Duncan driving me up here today. He is running the marathon as well. Excited to see some other familiar faces out there on the course. It is bicarb time, so adjusting my bicarb. Let's go through everything pre-race, and we're just going to get straight into this one because I want to be calm before the race and just get straight into it. So this morning, big bowl of porridge, Sturker drink mix as per usual. Bicarb has been shifted from 2 hours out. It's going to be sort of like around 90 to 1 hour 40 minutes out. The recommendation with the marathon is just to have it a little bit later so the bicarb peaks in your system. So that's what I'm doing. That's all made up, ready to go. Gels, I'm going to have one of those pre-race. I'm not actually going to have any pre-race caffeine this time. I'm just going to have a normal gel. And then the gel intake, as I've mentioned in my previous video, is going to be every 20 minutes. I'm going to have a normal precision, a caffeine precision, and repeat. So 20-40-60, 20-40-60, and I'll take a 7th one out there as well and see if I need that too. Race day shoe of choice, Adios Pro 3. Been training them all summer. They've been absolutely fantastic. So going to be repping these ones out there. Got the Insta 360 that is going to go on the hat today, so I'm going to be taking you guys around with me, and I'm excited to get going. Race kit is all on and ready. I'm just going to chill out now, have the bicarb. We've got a good hour and a half until the start. Right, okay, I'll just come out of the way from the noise because everything's going on over there. We're going to be starting just over there very soon. So let's go through a race plan before we get into this. I went through a very brief what was going on this morning. Let's talk about the race. I'm in two minds. I have a plan today. I think realistically, deep down inside me, there's not going to be many chances that I get on a marathon start line when the temperatures are this good. Yes, it's a little bit windy. It's nothing like last year. Will I kick myself if I'm too conservative? Shall I just put my trust in the new fueling strategy and just go for it? That's kind of what I'm thinking of doing. So I'm going to take the first mile cautiously, as I always do get out of here. The second mile is a very gentle, there's a bit of a gentle slope down, and it tends to be a little bit quicker than the first one. And I'm wondering if I use that to find that rhythm, lock into sub 6 minute mile pace, and then just lock in and hold it at that point rather than waiting another couple of miles to lock in and hold it. I'm wondering if I just give it a good go. I think I'll kick myself. What I'm going to be doing on my watch is have my heart rate on screen so I can see what's going on. I know the heart rates I need to stay under in the early stages not to burn any matches, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I think you heard it here first. I'm just going to go for it today. If it goes tits up, then so be it, but I'd rather give it a good go rather than walk away and go, yeah, I had a decent B+ race. I'd rather kind of shoot for an A star race and then fall short if needs be and work on what needs to happen in the future, because realistically I don't think I'm going to get many other better conditions than I am today. So let's get on with it.
2, 1! Well, guys, good luck everybody!
So here we go, we're underway at the Abingdon Marathon 2025. As I just mentioned, I decided to make the most of the conditions and go for it. Fitness is there, I've got good health, and there's never a better time than now. So the plan was to be calm, get out and off the track, onto the road and lock in at mile 2. Then find a group, work with them and tick off the first few miles. I also want to take this opportunity to say a huge thanks to SaySky for sponsoring this training series and of course this video too. They've been fantastic to work with over the last 8 weeks, and as you've seen already, I'm wearing their kit here on race day 2. If you want to grab 15% off full price SaySky items, make sure you use discount code FOD15 for 15% off. And once again, a huge thanks to SaySky for sponsoring this whole marathon training series. At this stage I was reminded at how slow the first few miles feel on this course. I knew this wooded section would be a bit slow, but the next mile you're about to see, as well as you weave through town and out the other side, also stunts any rhythm you have. Last year I was so focused on the storm, so it was more about survival, whereas things aren't quite as bad yet. It was easier to get a bit more frustrated this year. However, I just tried to tick these off and get out onto the loop. Hello, Andy.
Fantastic running, well done, brilliant!
I've still got a drink.
All right, bye.
I'll toss it later down the road.
Cheers.
Thank you. Right, we are out onto the loop, my favourite bit of the course. A bit of pavement running this side, but when we get to the top, it's smooth roads, which is where you can really dial it in. A bit of wind up here, but nothing drastic, and it was definitely nothing like last year. So right now, it's about locking in and working with a group. There are a few people behind me at this stage, which is good, as they were keeping me going, and it's always good to have company. Right, we're approaching halfway, and as we split it on my watch, it came up as 18:45, which is decent. I knew at this stage my A goal of a sub 2:35 was out the window, and the wind was just starting to pick up a bit more. However, still nothing compared to last year, so it became a race of running the conditions on the day. I knew if I held this, I'd be on for a big PB, and of course that is the B goal. The problem was, due to me hitting pace early and committing to the cause, I started working hard at mile 10, which is quite alien for me in a marathon. It's way earlier than I ever have before. So of course my mind started racing at this stage. Here we go, the business end. So with 8 miles to go, I was starting to hang on, but also feel really strong. It was the most bizarre feeling ever. All packs I had been running in were dropped, and it was just me and the chap in the blue vest left. And we were also starting to pick off a few people along the way, so that was giving us confidence too. Now all that was left to do was bring this one home. There we go. We got a PB. That was tough. I have never committed to a marathon so early. Trusted the fuel, went for it. Fueling didn't let me down. Last 2 miles were tough. It was tough out there today, but I snagged a PB and there's nothing more I could ask for. So happy. So there we go. I'm hobbling around, but I'll give you a proper race debrief shortly. I think the long and short of it was I basically got out onto the first loop, committed to the pace, went for it. Great pack we had, whittled it down, hit 20 miles, went for it. I thought I surged. I basically broke from the pack, picking people off left, right and centre, all the way up to 24 miles. So it was a really strong race. I underestimated the weather today. It was tough out there. It just knocked me back a little bit, but I felt really strong right until about 24 miles. Really struggled in the last two, kind of ran out of energy, but I sunk all the gels I needed to, 7 gels, 210 grams of carbs, 3 of them caffeine. Felt great until that 24. So we're nearly there with the fueling. Brilliant step forward in general for everything. That is the best marathon that I've run. Gives me confidence going into next year. And I'll give you a proper race debrief in the next video. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. It's been a great journey up to this point, and to cap the year off with a marathon PB is just, it's my weakest distance, so I'm over the moon. So there we go, all done, back at the car, gonna head home. So what I'm gonna do is give you a proper race breakdown. I'll give you a quick debrief now and I'll go into it in more detail in the next video. Bit of massage gun action before we head home. Overall, long and short of it was, started off nice and controlled. As I said in the intro, locked in at mile 2, got the first 5.5 out of the way until we hit the loop. That felt great. Locked in then, we were in a good pack. That pack whittled down over the first loop. There were 3 of us at the end of that, and we just locked in. We felt really good. We kept going. That pack turned to 2. I then kicked on at 17. Felt really good. Felt really strong. Felt much better at mile 21. Was running solo, starting to pick off a load of people. Just kind of worked my way through the field. That was great. And then mile 2, someone that I dropped from the pack reappeared. He then finished in front of me, so massive kudos to him. He did brilliantly. And I was ticking along nicely, catching a few people up, a couple of people going past me. And then I just tried to cling onto the back of a few people, hit the infamous subway that there is here at mile 24.5, and I could feel the energy going from me, and the subway just broke me. And that was it. I just had to get to the finish at that point. So I'm not sure what the official time is. I'll have a look. It will have been on screen anyway. Kind of kicking myself that I didn't just sprint a little bit earlier to the end, just to make sure I was definitely sub 2:39, because it might be 2:39 something, I don't know. But yeah, got my way to the finish. Felt good. Overall, fueling a big success, big step forward. Not quite the big PB that I was hoping. However, we never looked down our nose at a PB. Very grateful. All is good. So I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. I'm going to go on holiday. I'll be back with you after the holiday with a proper race recap and then the plans moving forward after that. If you enjoyed this one, guys, I'll make sure I leave a couple of videos on screen if I move over here. You might enjoy these ones, and I'll see you guys over on one of those.